Hey everybody! Thank you for joining us. Hey, how you doing, my friends? ShonNicole, you there? Okay. Everybody, welcome to
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Journeys and Gems with Farley's and Friends. And these are my friends. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, good. You know what? Good. I need to do something for a second. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us today with Selfie Care Saturday. We wanted to talk about our journey on trauma and getting to healing, and that was something quite important to us right now. I do have my two of my co-hosts. My special co-host is ShonNicole with Momversations, and with the logo of Essence of a Queen. And then we've got my co-host 3XG Spitz in the house, always down the rock with me. I love that. No matter when, I'm like, yes. And his beautiful wife, Teri, that I am looking forward to talking to as well. Thank you. So, ladies,
Well,
I'm going to give you guys. Go ahead, sweetheart. What were you saying?
I was just saying thanks for having me.
Oh, yes. We always talk. And so I thought, let's bring you into the front camera instead of behind the scenes and to hear what you have to say. And we appreciate all that you do and the support of the show and everything else. We really thank you for that as well. So what I like to do is delve in. Now, first of all, did everybody make sure that they are streaming live to their destination?
Teri doesn't really have
I don't have a destination. It's all his.
She reshares mine, so
that's cool. That's cool. ShonNicole, how about you? Shawnee?
No, I actually let my subscription go. So.
Of what?
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You let your yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's going in and out.
Oh shoot. It might be another area or something. You know, I was trying to find out. You said you let your subscription go to what? I don't understand. You said subscription to what?
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can always hear you. Can you hear me?
It's robotic.
Oh.
Can everybody else hear me fine?
Yeah. I wonder if it's
I can hear everybody fine.
Okay, so I don't know. Should she go out and then back in, or
probably have her rejoin? And then also to make sure that it's not like in the chat window, like you know how you can do the 3 dots and do open an external browser. We have to make sure that people do that too, because sometimes through the chat it has trouble loading the resources.
Yeah, I made sure to open it in a different browser.
Yeah.
instead of the Messenger browser, because that browser is
Yeah,
not very
sometimes
good.
it messes up.
So link in my browser.
Yeah, like when you opened up the message from Christy with the StreamYard link, did it just open in your like Facebook Messenger? Or did it open in a separate browser like Chrome or
But it knocked
Safari?
her out.
What's that?
It knocked her out.
Oh, okay. So maybe she's gonna
She's
come.
probably, she's gonna get it together. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and maintain off camera. I don't feel like it's too hot, and I can't be cute right at the second. I'm sweating over here. I'm like, no, and I got the AC on, and it's like the humidity is just doing a damage to me. So I'm like, oh, good, Teri's off, Shawnee's off. Good, I can get off too. I'm with the women now. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I like being in the background, so if I don't have to be on camera, I'm good.
Right, and I love that too because I'm like, I don't want people to feel forced when they're talking. I want everybody to be relaxed and saying what they're saying, so I don't do that with people and enforcing anybody because I understand myself that when I'm in pain and I look like crazy Godzilla monster mode, you know what I mean, or something like that, or whatever the case may be, it's my privacy to say, you know what, I can go ahead and get on camera. And or no, I can't. Don't want to be on camera. Like, no, they can't see the side of me because, oh my God, they're gonna just leave. They're gonna leave, y'all. They're gonna leave.
And I'm just used to coming on camera any old kind of way. I'm streaming it so much now, like.
But see, men, you know what? Don't talk to us women about men when men get.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Because let us come on and what? Like we get slaughtered. You know what I mean? For our hair being out of place. So it's like, oh my God, I can't believe. You know what I mean? Like, shut up.
Yeah, I'll take the hair out.
Oh, I love that.
Mine goes up high. I'm trying to get it plaited so I can get braids and then dreads eventually. I got the Jimmy
really?
Neutron. I can do the Jimmy Neutron look.
That's how my hair be looking at times when I go ahead.
I love it. If my hair would like stay in the position that I put it in, I would do all kinds of crazy stuff with my hair.
I know, and I love that. Oh my God, like Mr. T looking. Okay. I absolutely love it. Shawnee, can you hear everybody? Shawnee?
I wonder what's going on.
I don't know because I'm hearing some kind of background noise, but I'm not hearing if she's having
it's still going in and out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Are you on Wi-Fi?
You can't hear me?
We can hear you. Oh, somebody put in a private chat real quick that we can hear her. I was trying to see if Lisa was joining us because I know I got the thing late to her.
Periodically for me. Am I where? I'm on Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah, it's extremely delayed if you just heard that, unfortunately. But
yeah.
I don't know if is there another, I don't know, what is it like? You put your leg up and then the left leg up and then you hold your right hand out and then all of a sudden it'll be like a antenna thing. I don't know. I really need you on here tonight. And I'm like, we got to fix it up. We got to fix it.
Yeah. So like the other thing she could try is to right click the link you sent her and do copy and then open the browser manually and paste it in and go to it. That might work. Because she said she's already on Wi-Fi. So like she should have.
Can you type that in real quick for me? Because by the time I typed that what you said, then I'm asking you like, what did you say again? And then I'm in there.
Also,
you guys, we're having technical difficulties here, guys. But hanging with us, hang back. We're going to be good. Thank you guys again for joining us. So at least we get to see your logo. Let me see.
Yeah, that's cool. And I like the word conversations.
I know, and today, and I apologize I promise, I apologize to Dr. Alicia Griffith. She started Mompreneurs. When I was typing it in, you know how it'll allow us to go ahead and, okay, Ridgely Calligraphy says, oi.
Yeah, that's one of my homies here from Pittsburgh, but actually he just moved out of Pittsburgh, but he's a great photographer and videographer. So he's
Oh,
cool.
okay. Well, thank you for joining us. I wanted to make sure that I talked to Dr. Alicia Griffith. I am sorry because as I was typing in mom, it came right up and I'm thinking that I put in the V and it was going to be all great. And I did not see the mompreneurs until afterwards. So Dr. Alicia Griffith has built Mompreneurs, which was autism moms that were coming and doing business who wanted to be business. So she did Mompreneurs, and Shawnee has Momversations.
Okay, nice.
I wanted to make sure that I cleared that up for everybody, 'cause I did clear it up on the thing, but I know people already liked it and looked at it, so I said, wait a minute. So again, Dr. Alicia Griffith, I apologize. Hopefully I can have you on here one day to talk to us quite soon, sometime this year, because I know you be back and forth, but we thank you. Me and Shawnee were a part of, well, I know Shawnee was deep into the mompreneurs and I was on the sidelines because of the financial aspects, but I still got a lot from Dr. Alicia Griffith. Okay, now we're going to be going through, but let's talk to Shawnee. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can.
Now,
Let me see if I can turn this mic on. Can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Now we can see you
Hey,
and hear
she's
you.
on
Yeah.
camera. Hi.
Hi.
She is braver than
Yeah,
I.
I jumped off of camera and took off everything that I needed to take off because I'm like, oh heck no. I don't care about
It's
today
hot,
at
honey. It is
all.
hot.
I don't care about nothing. And I got to
Okay.
calm down. I got to cool off, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we are talking about going from trauma, a journey from trauma going into healing. First of all, let's go ahead and each person just go around, say who you are real quick for our audience. I already did that, but now we're doing it all over again, everybody, so we can be all professional and all that good stuff. So let me take everybody around, starting with Teri, and then we'll go down to Matt, then we'll talk to Shawnee.
I knew I was gonna be first.
That's what happens when you're next to me. Like the squares go around that way.
Where's So I mean, I don't know. I'm a wife and a mom, and I try to be a good friend, and that's about it. I'm here. Hi.
Well, tell them what you used to do. You did great things, so it would be something to state about what you used to do your previous career.
Oh, well, I worked in early childhood education for about 17 years. I did it through childcare, so I was with all age groups up until 12 years old a little bit, but mostly infants and toddlers. That's kind of where my heart is. And I also worked at at a children's ministry in the church where my center was. So, and I worked primarily with infants and toddlers with that too. So, and we did a lot of community stuff. I'm from Frederick, Maryland. So we did a lot of stuff within the Frederick community, with the children's ministry.
Wow. I knew that you knew something about early childhood education when we were talking and you did into the chat some things. And I said, wait a minute. I think that she's been into into that world that me and Shawnee was in. She got kicked out again. Hopefully we can have her come back in before the time is up to come to her turn. But yeah, I knew that. And I said, wow, she's got a lot of information that she knows. So when you said that, I was like, okay, I'll let your husband say something, because that's what you're supposed to have a partner
Yeah,
for, that they can brag for you.
she's done wonderful things, and you know, being in early child development is so important for the future of everyone. So I didn't want her to like short sell herself. She's done magnificent things, you know.
Absolutely. And because that you were talking to two autism mothers up here, then you are right in the great company of us, and we can really dive into some other things because of the fact that part of our trauma can be raising a child with special needs. And I will talk about that later. So Matt, it's your turn. 3XG Spitz is in the house.
So I'm Matt Spencer. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I make music. I like to do graphic work for myself, not for others, because it's too much trouble. And repair computers. I like to work on cars and make. I said make music. And IT is my trade. I like to write software and work on like networks and stuff like that.
That's brilliant. And two, I need to get with you one day on video and have you look at my computer and tell me if it's worth it or if it's like, forget it.
Right. Shawnee's backstage, I believe.
Oh, okay. Now it's showing me, because it wasn't showing me. That's crazy. It wasn't even showing me that she was backstage, and usually it pops up on the
Hopefully,
dot. So Shawnee, now is everything good with you?
I can hear y'all pretty good so far.
yeah,
Okay,
that's way.
great. Now, streaming, meaning that see those three dots at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Go into destination title and you can stream live from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you want to put in there. Put in the title of today's Selfie Care Saturday into the title part.
I gotta go to the top. Oh.
So this one's for you, Matt. You want to go ahead and read it? This comment's for you.
Yeah, I got you, brother. I got you definitely. Let me know what language you're working with. I primarily work with PHP, but I can do Perl and scripting and stuff like that too. So I'm sure I can give you a hand.
Well, there you go, Ridgely. We thank you again. And see, this is the way you do it. Now you can go ahead and just go ahead and ask questions about computers, y'all, while we're getting it together. Okay, Sean, it's your turn to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm ShonNicole with Essence of a Queen, and I also created Monversations and a Monversations at the Dark. It's a safe space for women to have open, honest conversations about all things mom, as well as some financial. But yeah, that's who I am.
You're also a mother of a beautiful autism boy.
Yes, I am. My youngest child is on the autism spectrum. He will be 11 on his birthday. And I'm a military veteran. I have a lot of hats. And it's been so long
Well,
since
thank
I've
you
done
for your
stuff that
service.
it's
We
like,
appreciate you.
you're welcome.
Definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what happens, though, is that when we start talking and introduce ourselves, then you get off and be like, why didn't I say that I do this? Or why didn't I talk about I did that? You know, it's one of them crazy things that we do that is like, okay, wait a minute. We wear a lot of hats, and that's what we're going to be getting into, because wearing so many hats, once again, can be traumatizing things that go on when we're putting on those certain hats. So, okay, great. I see more streaming. Okay, so you got it in there.
Yeah, I had to log into my account. I thought I had let it go.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, every time when you come on to the show, always put it in your destination of where you wanted to go, because we only have 4 people. I'm hoping that Lisa is going to join us, Matt. At the last minute, she was saying that. Well, at the last minute, I saw her message because I was knocked out for a little bit. And then I saw it, so I was like, I hope that she doesn't think she can't join. So if you can shoot her a
Oh,
little message and let her
yeah.
know that she can definitely join in, because I found her to be a wonderful person yesterday.
Yeah.
And so I told her to come on in, and I'm hoping that Kendall Cobb will be here as well. And hopefully we can have Hayes Young Natty Chick, who you guys have all heard on my music. So let's dive in to it right now. Shawnee, is there a question? Well, let's go with the basics of what is trauma versus, let's say, not a hurtful, I guess a hurtful experience versus trauma, because there's levels to this. And so I want it to be where we can kind of, first of all, identify what trauma can be versus something that happens that we can kind of get over, pretty quickly, versus trauma, where trauma takes us throughout time and we don't know exactly the time. Teri, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I guess if you kind of think about it, trauma is they're almost the same thing, but trauma is just that opposite extreme end of the spectrum, because if something bad happens and it's light, you can get over it, you live, you move on. But with trauma, it continues to affect you after it's already happened.
There we go. See, now we're going to go ahead. Matt, hold on for 1 second. I'm going to talk to Shawnee. Okay, Shawnee,
Yes.
what is your thing about trauma versus an experience where it was bad but you were able to get over? How would you define trauma?
To me, trauma is kind of piggybacking off of. Ooh, I don't want to butcher her
Teri.
name. Terry. Okay. Um. Yeah, it's something that an experience that you just don't get over just like that. You relive it. You can get panic and anxiety attacks. Different things may trigger it, and so something that's like hurtful that you can kind of bounce right back is like stumping your foot, stumping your big toe. That's painful, but that goes away, you know.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Trauma shocks the nervous system and like a lot of different areas in your body, and
Yeah.
sometimes you don't even know you have that trauma. Because if you don't mind, I can share a story. Like being in Iraq, we would hear the bombs and things go off, and sometimes we would be like, when we go back home, if we hear a loud noise, we're going to jump and just act like we're scared. We were playing around, not realizing that's what you're going to do. Instinctively, you're going to do that. I took my kids to Myrtle Beach. I came home on a leave, and it was the 4th of July weekend. And I literally was shell shocked, hollering, screaming, get the kids, get to a bunker. And they're like, a bunker? There's no bunker here. But it's just that you're conditioned to react a certain way because of the trauma you experience.
Right. It's your body's natural response to keep you safe further on. It's like, I survived this horrible experience and I'm not going to let you forget it, because we're not going to have that happen again.
Right.
Exactly. Matt, did you want to add something in there?
I mean, I don't. I mean, what they said is pretty much it. I would just say liken it to, like, trauma being a death in the family or something that happens, this traumatic, starts at traumatic, but it continues, like they said, like it doesn't go away. It's something you have to continuously deal with and figure out a way to power through it and be okay with what happened. But you know, that's what I would say.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me put Miss Lisa on stage.
Hi
Yay!
guys.
Hey, darling, how are
Hi.
you? Ah.
Took me a moment because Corley's having a pajama party tonight, so that's what I was getting ready for.
Make
So
sure if you
excuse
do any
my
videos, you
lateness.
send them to my inbox.
Oh no, I know you had told me you were going, and so I wasn't expecting for you to come on. So I really appreciate that you even came
No,
on.
you're welcome. Matt ended up sliding in my inbox. He said, "Hey, Christy just said." I said, "Let me go ahead and just slide in there, being that I'm walking into town anyway." So
Right? We appreciate you.
no, you're welcome.
Absolutely. We have Teri, Matt's wife on here, and we have ShonNicole.
Hi Terry. Hi Sean. Hi Nicole.
Hi, Lisa.
It's a two
Hey, how
word.
you
Sean
doing?
Nicole is one word.
Oh, my bad. See,
No, you
I'm just
good.
messing
You're
up things.
walking through there. You can't even. That's right. We rather you walk and see where you're going. So we won't. You're not on live and being like, wait, what happened to Lisa? We heard a thump. Yeah. So, ShonNicole, she also has Conversations After Dark, and Essence of a Queen.
Okay.
And so I want to introduce properly that Lisa is a awesome songstress, and she got that flow too. Don't let her tell you she don't do hip hop. Stop, please, because please don't tell y'all. I'm gonna tell you, I was playing her music for a friend of mine today, and he was like, "Oh," he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
because
okay."
Matt
Like,
asked
"Oh,
me
you
yesterday,
got
he
it."
said, "Where's the rest of your music you have?" And like I tell
Yeah,
everybody, I don't like rushing my music. So it's not, it's sitting in the queue and it's being worked on.
That's what's
So
up.
exactly.
it'll be out soon.
Exactly, but that was a great way to get everybody looking for what you got coming next. You know what I mean? Like that was really powerful. So you are amazing, and we will talk soon about what projects I got going on and to share with you as well. And to get Shawnee because Shawnee sings. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that later, the ladies, because we're not gonna bore Matt, and Matt's gonna be like, okay, I'm out of here.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you
Yep.
good.
Yeah, we
Yep.
hear you.
Okay,
Can you hear
just wanted
us?
to make sure because I'm not by Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You see what
You
Okay.
have
happened
a great
yesterday? It was
connection.
buffering.
So we're talking. You're going to a fun place, but we were talking about what is your definition of trauma? What do you think trauma is?
So what did I miss so far?
Can you hear me?
It might be slightly delayed, but she probably will get it. But
Okay.
can you hear us, Lissa?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So she said, what do you how do you define trauma? Like how would you define it?
Drama or trauma?
Trauma with a T.
Trauma. Yeah, with the T.
She ready for drama. She like, okay, you know what? Play that song.
Right.
B word. Okay, play that
Yeah,
song.
we all know how she feels about
Okay,
drama.
so trauma can, it could be anything. It could be a sense, it could be a smell, it could be a touch off of something that may have happened to you. It could be recently, it could be in the past. I know I've been traumatized by some things to where I had to sit alone and really deal with it. I know I will never have no more kids. Thanks to my last baby dad, he traumatized me. Right? We went through shit through the pregnancy to where I said, you know what, I would never do this again because this is not what I want. So
Mhm.
that's how trauma could be. It could be a trigger.
Yeah.
I know I get triggered by some things, especially when people get smart, which I'm learning, learning everything don't need a reaction because the way my aggression is set up, it will go from 0 to 100. And I don't like people to see me like that. I like people to see me happy. see me dancing, creating music, people can hear and things like that. But yeah, trauma could be anything. It can even be a place. It could be a thing. It could be a
Absolutely.
person.
Yes.
It could be anything.
Yes. I agree with you wholeheartedly. As everybody on the panel started off, we all came within that same conclusion that it's something that takes time. And that's one of the things that on this Selfie Care Saturday that we would like to do is start showing how we can show up for ourselves, take time for ourselves in a traumatic event to first of all process what has happened to you and what is going on. So, Teri, you of course nobody has to delve into anything personal, but let us get get an insight to what trauma would be and like how you would heal or what kind of journey you would start to even no let's I'm sorry blah let me get it over again. Okay, basically I want to know from you all is, do you ever take the time or how long does it take you to understand to yourself that you even went through a trauma?
I shut down. I disappear. I won't deal with nobody. I won't call nobody. I won't be around nobody. I am the type of person I got to deal with it myself because you're going to feel my negative energy. I'm the type of person I pick up on people's energies and stuff like that. So if I could pick up on yours, you're going to pick up on mine. So it's just best for me to just disappear and shut the world out because obviously whatever traumatized me may not have traumatized you and you can't help me get through it. So I have to deal with it myself.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Shawnee, what do you say?
So let me be clear. The question was, how long does it take for you to know
No,
that?
is that for you yourself? Like, how does it feel? How long does it take for you to really understand and process what has happened to you in a traumatizing situation?
Well, I would have to say for me, it depends because on my journey, I've been learning to when something upsets me or makes me want to go from 0 to 100 is to check in with self. Like, is this something that has triggered me or am I overreacting? And I have to tell myself to just breathe, woosah, remind myself that everything is always working out for me. And I take a step back. If it's dealing with my son, it's probably gonna take me calling my pit bulls, like, and just let them know, hey, this is what happened. I don't even know it's a trauma, but this is what has happened, and I need you to talk me off the ledge because I don't want to let these people have it. Just help me reel me back in. So with him, I know immediately, and I do know those can be trauma responses because of dealing with so much when it comes to him and advocating for him. Things in my personal life, it can. I know if I'm upset, I'm kind of like, is it Lisa, the young lady that just spoke before? I'm going to retreat in and get to myself because I don't want anybody to see me at that point because I don't want to misplace my anger. And not that I want you to think that I'm always happy, go lucky, everything is always working out for me. No, because there's another part to me as well. But before I misplace my anger, I'm going to retreat within and try to ground myself.
Well, first of all, I apologize to you, Lisa, because yesterday I screwed up, but I caught myself early this time. And so that is Lisa, okay? It's Lyssa. That look, okay, I don't want her to be managing no angers going up the
No. I'm
I know I'm messing with you. You know we having
Matt
fun.
had said it would have been a different story. Like, come on,
Right.
bro. That's not how I'm thinking with you.
Oh goodness. So Matt, okay, you want to go next with that?
Sure. Like, so for me, I don't really notice trauma until maybe like multiple years later, because I've unfortunately like been hurt my whole entire life, and I'm my dark skinned friends always make fun of me and say I'm sensitive because I'm light skinned. So maybe that's it. But I do hold a lot of my emotions, tight to my whole life, and unfortunately, it controls me to the fact that like I will not even want to be out around people. Like I get bad anxiety. I just have to stay like a recluse in this house. So it definitely affects me, but I really don't notice it, unfortunately. So it's hard for me to deal with it or fix it, because by the time I notice that something's wrong, like I don't even remember what made me feel this way.
Oh wow, that's interesting to get into. And Teri, it's up to you now, sweetie.
I love being the first and the last. I was so I guess with dealing with it, when I remember when I was super super little, I would want to talk to people, and I would feel the need to talk to people. But there really wasn't anyone there, and if anybody was, it was, well, you're too young to feel that way, or it's like, well, you shouldn't feel that way. There's like a million reasons why you're wrong for feeling the way you're feeling. So just over the years, like I just had to teach myself that self-talk. And so yeah, I retreat into myself because I'm like, well, no one else out there is going to help me, so I got to help me.
Yeah.
That kind of chops my ass.
And that is 7-year-old Teri talking. That's not 41-year-old Teri talking. That's what I've told myself since I was 7 years old.
Wow. Now, before I go and say what I have to say, Ridgely Calligraphy says that technically would depend on what the trauma is. A part of my childhood traumatized me, but I didn't know until I was older and made aware of how defensive I was. It took me spending time with myself to realize what that trauma was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. And also says, what a wonderful group. I would have loved photographing all you all. That would have been great. Yeah. But not with me with my camera off. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be snatched up in that photo.
Everybody pose. We're going to do a screenshot.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, we thank you, Rich. We need a laugh in between something that is so sad. In between things, sometimes it helps me to swallow down and get things together, because trauma for me, I realized when something was wrong, like really wrong when you're a kid going into teenage years, certain things are wrong. So I knew that what had happened to me, I was molested by two different family members. And so one was my male cousin who passed away, and I couldn't tell because his mother was one of those people that if I told my father something, then he would get on my mother about it and would have done something. So he would have really being military, then going into being on the police force. My father was no joke. I mean, he wasn't gun happy or anything else. He was like a person that could talk to everybody and do community things, but I was threatened with my life. So once that happened, I could not say that. And about another family member who was a female. So it was like, okay, that part, shutting it down and closing it, my mind didn't remember it. Like Matt said, it took time. Think my brain just went ahead and went on that mode where it protected me from that kind of trauma and being able how to deal with something like that, because I knew there was pain afterwards.
Right.
So the physical pain was there, but I got through. However, when it came down to my dad dying when I was 13, then when my mom died when I was 15, I knew I knew like, okay, that was death, but nobody was able to talk to me and say it was a traumatizing experience to do it, except for when I had to go to the doctors when I was very ill and I was throwing up all the time and everything else. And so the military doctor had said, you have PTSD. And I'm like, what? I'm 16 years old. And he's like, yeah, you've been through a traumatizing experience. So that's the first time I was ever told anything, but it wasn't nurtured until I got into my actually at 30 years old, when I was able to remember and unlock the memories that were about my molestation. So that affected things in life. And then, of course, like y'all were talking about, when I become aware now, I have to pull back. I have to know how to draw back. I know I have to say, okay, wait a minute. You know what? Now it's a traumatizing experience. What do? I call my friends. I'll call family members, or, talk to neighbors, because sometimes I don't want to talk to the wrong people about it, because then they could amp me up. There's been people who said things that have happened to my daughter, Beauty, with autism. And people would say, wait a minute, I would have killed somebody, for that. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, don't put me down. Don't think that I have what? My daughter? Are you crazy? Like, don't get me. See, I'm going to go Godzilla, Matt. They don't understand me over on this side. I'm getting ready to just tear shit up right now. Like,
one of the hardest things about being a parent is when someone does your children wrong, really, really wrong, and you can't take care of them the way that, I'll say, nature probably intended you to. When your hands are tied like that in and of itself is a trauma.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And multiple times. And I do mean multiple. And so it wore on me. And I did not realize that with my physical was wearing, and the fibromyalgia came, and from those different experiences, I'm finding out that the trauma of being either physically hidden or doing so much that you're not taking care of the body can cause fibromyalgia.
Right.
And so when I had the onset of it, I was like, what? Like, okay, this is a whole different ball game. But I did not know. I thought fibromyalgia would be temporary if I learned how to fix things, but it doesn't. So Shawnee, I want you to go ahead and give us the next question of what you think, because we didn't write down questions. We are going with the flow with this. We're going with our heart on this and our minds, you know what I mean? And on Self-Care Saturday, we're just laying it out on the table. So, give us a question, Shawnee.
I didn't write any either. My grandkids are here. So let's see. Question. Well, you actually brought up something that does make me I have a question. When people are sexually assaulted, why has it been normalized to say, when the victim has the courage to speak, why has it been normalized to, oh, it must be more to the story, or the perpetrator, they didn't do that? Like, nobody is thinking about the victim.
Exactly.
When are we gonna normalize looking at it from the victim's perspective? And yes, I do know that there have been cases out there where women actually were lying, but when real victims find the courage to speak up, why are they attacked? What do y'all think?
Well, Lisa, we're going to go ahead and throw that to you first.
Well,
I mean, sorry, Lisa, dag on it now, dag nabbit now, dag nabbit.
I went through something like that. I was in 6th grade whenever this had happened, and it was the way they asked me the questions. Like, what were you doing this, that, and third? Look, I told y'all this man came in the girls' bathroom. And did what he did. And the teacher was like, well, you heard me, y'all answer you this, that, and the third. Look, She said, well, I thought I heard a little bit moving around. Me personally, if you hear somebody moving around and something don't seem right, you would come into the bathroom and
That's
check.
the first thing I would have done.
And it's how they ask questions, it's how they look at you, how you're looked at after. Like, that was traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a while to even wanting to be outside, wanting to even be around people. I felt disgusted. I'm a kid. And
Uh-huh.
somebody older than me decided to pray on me in 6th grade, which the person did admit, to his wrongs. Have not seen that person since then. Don't want to see the person since then because I know me. No, I'm liable to beat your ass this time because
Right.
I did what
Right,
you did.
right.
It's
You
your
pushing
woman
No,
it,
I'm
now.
right.
so serious. My
Right.
aggression towards that person, it's set up for jail
Yeah.
because what you did to me was wrong, and it took you forever to admit it. To where people thought, oh, she was lying. What do I have to lie for? I know what was done to me in that bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's why most women really don't say too much. It's how
Yeah.
they're looked at, how they're talked about. Like you said, well, what did you do? I didn't do anything but go into the bathroom. I don't know what he was feeling at that time.
What were you wearing? I hate that. What were you wearing? Why were you there? Why would you put
Exactly.
yourself in that
Or
situation? I'm
yes,
sorry I
yeah.
exist. I didn't ask to exist, but I exist.
Exactly. I didn't ask for none of this to happen.
They still do that. They still do that now. It's like they judge us by what we're wearing. Like we have to make other people know how to practice self-control.
And I shouldn't have
Right.
to do that because then even Matt told you there is certain things I dress before, performing and stuff like that. I'm
Right.
comfortable with me and my body. I
But
shouldn't
that
But
have
is
I shouldn't
at
have to
that
dumb down
age,
myself in order for you to control yourself. That's no. That
but
sounds
that's
like a person
crazy
who
though to be a 12-year-old or 11 year 12, 13, somewhere in that range, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
talking about with you, Lissa, that your story that you're sharing, and I thank you
You're welcome.
for sharing it because we're not doing it enough without being trying to hide behind something still. When you dealt with it, you know
Scared
that you can
to
speak on
talk.
it.
People be scared to talk about their lives. At the age of 36, I've probably been through more shit than anybody I know. Shot at, stabbed, all type of shit. But I survived. And I chose not to be like these people.
That's
and
right.
that's
I
how you
chose to be
win.
different. Because most people who go through traumatizing shit like that turn into murderers, killers,
Right.
just don't care. None of that. And I'm not
Yeah.
that type of person. I actually do. Like, if I can help somebody else, I'm going to help you. But you have to want the help.
Right.
So Matt,
Exactly.
what did you think about Sean Nicole's question?
Um, I mean, I think, I think that I forgot.
Oh, she was
I
talking
lost.
to. Oh, go ahead,
I
Sean. Sean
told
Nicole,
me,
go ahead and ask the question again for Matt.
please. I apologize.
Basically, I was saying when will it be normalized to not re-victimize the victim, and shame them because they had the strength to come forward.
Especially when they got
Oh,
to keep telling the story over and over. They relive that shit. Okay?
right, right. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I mean, I don't think it's I don't think it's ever gonna be normalized because everybody's so people aren't honest by nature. It seems like so many people are liars and scared to admit their faults and things like that. And I mean, I run into some people like my homies like Lissa and stuff, and my wife. We're people that keep it real, but there's like so many people that don't. So that's why I try to associate with people that I know I can trust. You know what I mean? Like like she's keeping it real right now. Like she didn't have to tell nobody, about what happened to her, but we're kind of honest people, open books, and I think that makes a difference. But it seems like the people that take advantage of others are seems like mostly narcissistic type people. So I don't think they're gonna.
Mhm.
Because my thing is, had I not said nothing, who else would he done that to? It's when you don't say shit. Who else are they going to do that to? Whenever you
Right.
had the chance to actually
Right.
stop. That's probably why I'm probably so outspoken. And people be like, oh, you don't care. It's not that I don't care. I'm just a straight shooter, and this is what you need to know.
The
Right.
fact is, you're passionate because you do care.
Yeah.
You say something because you do care.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you didn't care about anybody else, you wouldn't warn them. And if you were just trying to make this person feel bad, then you'd have them on blast. You'd be like, look, here's his picture. This is his name. This is where he lives. And you're not doing that. You're explaining your story and how it affected you.
Like, even with me explaining the story, I'm not going to put that man's name out there because I'm quite sure here and there or whatever the case may be, he may go back and think about it like, damn, I really did this to this person and I shouldn't have.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you hope that if somebody does something like that, excuse me, when they're young, that they think on it, and they realize that, hey, I really, really not only hurt that person, but I traumatized them. You hope that they realize that, and some growth comes from that, and it changes them for the better.
Yeah.
And,
So you can continue, Teri, on the question.
See, every time I have an answer for it, like,
Oh,
I start thinking of other stuff, and then I completely forget the question.
that's okay. That's okay. She can repeat it. That's fine.
For a third time.
um, and I keep changing it. It's like, how do we normalize?
Why
Not
do we normalize it?
how
Yeah.
no how
Right.
can we normalize?
Oh no.
Because
Okay.
the victim is always talked about. That either they're lying, or it got to be more to the story. Like, how do we normalize not re-victimizing the victim? And so I'm gonna let you answer that, and hopefully I won't forget my thought.
Okay. Well, I thank you for repeating it once again. I think that if people could apply some logic to the situation and really think about it, be like, okay, yes, I'm on the outside of this, and I really don't want to believe that this person would do something like that to somebody else. But at the same time, I don't want to believe that this person would lie about an experience like that, and I don't want to invalidate them either. So, you have to. I had a better answer for it, and it kind of went away. But you you can't be so quick to just assume that the victim is going to lie, and you. I mean, I know I kept quiet because I didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with the fallout, and I myself, I have a sibling who it happened to her, and that was hard because she even had our mother speaking out against her.
Are you okay?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't have an answer. I wish I did, but I think we definitely need to support our victims more.
Yeah.
Hmm. Now don't y'all get me to crying over here, okay?
Listen,
Okay.
that's what I was gonna
But
say when
wow.
Crying
Lissa
is very
started sharing
therapeutic.
when
You know,
Lissa started.
it's people out
But
here
that's
who
what
like, what are you crying
Wait a
for,
minute.
dog?
Wait a minute. Everybody, when one person is talking, everybody has to mute, because what happens is that we all start talking, then we cancel each other out. So, Shawnee, what were you saying?
When Lissa started sharing her story, I was like, wow, we're sitting here talking about trauma, and me asking that question is like I'm reliving trauma. And when she said
Exactly.
6th grade bathroom, that was like, bam, that's where mine happened, you know. So you never know, and I'm okay with this topic because I had spoke to you about it, Christy, previously. I'm passionate about it, and it's close to home, you know. Um, and I wasn't gonna say anything either when it happened to me because I don't know, innately I felt like it's my fault because I had stayed after school for band and chorus practice, and there was a guy that I really liked, and he called me out of the class only to lure me behind a building so people
Mm-hmm.
can take advantage of me. And my dad is a pastor, and so when I get home, it's Bible study night, but I didn't want to change into a skirt. My mom knew something wasn't right, and she's like, "What happened?" And I wasn't going to tell her, but she knew. And she told my dad, but I wasn't going to tell anybody because I liked the guy and I went outside, but I had no idea what was in store for me. But I still thought it was going to be my fault. And one of my friends was dating one of the other guys that was there, so I didn't want her to not be my friend. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, they did this to somebody else the same day. The same day.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I've heard so many like similar stories. I used to have a guy that would chase me around middle school and corner me in the hallways.
Yeah, I think that there are a lot of women, and I found out too when just talking so much over the decades that we hide so much about it. And then all of a sudden, when we're talking to somebody, and then we're like, "Oh yeah, this is what happened." To me, then sometimes it blows you back, and you're like, "That, well, how did you even begin to heal from it? Like, how did you?" We just talked about how to deal with it. How long it takes us, to really be able to process something. And then we're talking about the not letting it be always that this happens, but unfortunately, in many different ways, though, it still keeps popping up. It still keeps showing its face about people who are doing these things and being able to take advantage of kids or teenagers, even adults. Some that may have a special need or something, or an adult that's unaware that something is about to happen to them. Um, so therefore, my thing that I would say is that, because I see certain things too, and I'm just not going to go too deep into it, but I always saw eyes, and that's what unlocked my brain, was because I kept on seeing these man's eyes, and people were wondering for years what was I talking about, and I was so uncomfortable. And then I could always see the inside the eyes, though, of the male and the female, that it followed me into saying, like, a deep spirit of looking intently into me and saying, I want to hurt you in such a way that it's going to be damaging to you. So people had, and I was talking to people before I even talked to a psychologist or psychiatrist about it, because they followed me everywhere when I could see certain people act a certain way towards me to really do damage to me, or, to my children. And so I saw that evilness and that intent, so it got mixed together, and I can always tell that when something is lurking, and particularly in a situation where somebody is getting too close, even if they're not physically close, I can hear that emotional, okay, I'm going to reel you in type thing.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say to people that we all can go ahead and take our time because we don't know when, but when we start to see certain things, then talk about it. And when it comes to a safe space, it's always going to be somebody that you trust, because it's not going to always come from a professional that you have to see a professional all the time just to kind of figure and sort things out. But we've lost the art of conversation because we
Yep.
can't say certain words, and then you're canceled and you're kicked out, and you're thrown in jail, and they throw you in the ocean, they tar you and feather you. It's so many ways to come at somebody, because we can't just say something and then without somebody calling something out, and then it's a whole different conversation.
Yep.
So I think that when women, and here's another thing that is a misconception, it's just not women. When boys and men have to come out and say that happened to them, that's a hard feat. And so to imagine, I can't imagine that what it's like, because I'm not a man, for a boy to a man that says, hey, this actually happened to me, and it's supposed to be, in our society, it takes away your manhood.
Right.
Then when are we going to stop saying that too? So we have to do more work on, okay, if I say a certain word, okay, you might not like it, or whatever the case may be, it might not be politically correct, but can we go ahead and get through the conversation first, and then you take notes on certain things, and then we can talk about it later? Because
Right.
we've got it, what I mean? Because we're not going to be able to we never can get through a conversation without saying a buzzword that triggers people to go off and into a different way. And that's not helping yourself. That's not helping the conversation of others. It's just stifling everything. It's stopping everything. And that's why we're in the mess that we're in now. And because of the fact that we're doing too much policing that of words and everything else, and that we can't talk about what's true and what's real. So with that being said, then the next thing is that everybody has a story here about their journey, and recognizing trauma, stuff like that. What was the first step for you for healing? And we'll just take it around, Teri, and we'll go all the way around and see. Or if Lissa, you're still there, we can
Yeah, I'm still
continue.
here.
Okay, great. Go ahead. You can answer that, and then we'll circle back to Teri, then myself.
I have a therapist. I do talk to her. I talk to her about my past. I had a therapist whenever I was a child. So yeah, I do talk to a professional. Also, talk to people I can actually go to and get information off of them, or get something I need to get off my chest. Now, everybody you can't vent to because they don't know how to take it, or they haven't been through the same thing with you. So that's how I take my steps. Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's
so
supposed to go to
everybody got
Sean Nicole.
but no, that's how I took my steps. I ended up getting a therapist, especially after my sister and two of my cousins died in the same, like, in 3 months. I had to, because my mom was spiraling out of control. I didn't know what to do with my anger. I wanted to beat up everybody in sight because they weren't understand what I was going through. So yeah, it's okay to have professional help and go
Yes,
to
it
somebody and be
is.
like, hey, this something's wrong. I'm not handling this well. So that's
Right.
how I go about my stuff.
I
And,
think
and, and believe me that I have too, because certain things, trauma upon trauma upon trauma, when you're
Yep.
continuously going through something of trauma, then you don't know where to begin or how to cope with anything, because life can really throw a lot at us a
And
lot of
I'm,
times that
and I'm
that
also
spirals us out of control.
my bad. And I'm also noticing, even with me being in the music industry, there are people who do go through things. They be wanting to talk to people, but they don't know how to tell the person, hey, this is what's going on. Can I talk to you about this so I could get some advice or get some type of help? People are scared to say what's really going on with them. I'll be the first to tell anybody, I have depression and I have high anxiety. I learned how to deal with my depression without taking the meds. Why? Those meds are no good for us. It will literally shut your body completely down. So what I did was I threw myself some music. Now, for as far as my anxiety, I look as is. It's my body telling me, hey, something's about to trigger you. Get away from it. So I listen to my body all the time. Or if somebody go to say something I don't like, hey, you're about to trigger me. That's not cool.
I want to take a pause because Matt, can you read what Ridgely said, please?
Ridgely said, I was tied up and raped by a woman. I just made a joke out of it to cover it up because I couldn't believe it happened. When I did try to talk to someone about it, they told me men can't be raped by a woman and that I must have enjoyed it because I was hard. Which I've heard that a lot too, and my
Oh
response to it is
wow.
that, but
Oh,
like a lot of people say that, but they don't understand that our bodies are gonna have a physical reaction in most cases, whether we want something to happen or not. You know?
and Matt, that's so crazy. You're saying this to me because I was actually dating a person who was raped by an older woman. Was like, this is why I like older women because as young men, they were touched inappropriately. These people were making them do things they didn't want. This is how we get molesters as they get older. All right, she did this to me. Let me find somebody to do it to them. Instead of them saying, hey, this female did this, that, and the third to me at this age. This is why I am the way I am. So when I say I understand people, I really do understand people and where they be coming from.
Facts.
Yeah. um that's so hard. It's so hard to say that too when they talk about a man being hard or a woman being wet. There is some type of misunderstanding that there's some kind of pleasure that's going on, and it's misguided. And I think that the person who's taking over and taking control, um, as they talk about certain things that go on and that it's happened, they kind of in their head say, you know what, it's cool because in their sick mind, it's like, yeah, you really want me or something like that.
Hmm.
But the traumas don't only come from there. So, um, we are all sorry that this happened to each and every one of us. That kind of traumatizing experience happened. And I'm grateful that ShonNicole brought that up because of the fact that we don't allow things to be said enough, and I think that's just egregious acts that once again it gets just swept up under the rug, and we continuously seeing it today that we saw 50 years ago, that happened 100 years ago, and on and on. History, there's something about history that I love that teaches us something about the day that we're living in. And so I don't believe that we're as safe as we think. Even here in the United States, we're not as safe as we think, and we're not able to talk as much as we used to. And so I think things are going backwards. But again, we are going to be talking on a general sense of trauma. Any kind of trauma that anybody has dealt with, what was your starting point to getting there? And Lisa, I know that you said that it was really about once you got to the therapist. So can you just go ahead and start us off?
So all right, so I'm gonna start not as the kid therapist, but as an adult. Whenever I first got my therapist, I looked through each one of them to see who would match me. And the therapist I got, the first thing out her mouth was, she said, fuck everybody. This is not about them. According exactly the song I made. This is not about them. This is about you and how we can help you become a better version of yourself instead of you constantly dealing with this. So we would go through a breakdown, go through the exercises. She would even ask me, are you okay talking about it? Which I told her, yeah, I'm not that traumatized about it. It's just there's times where I do think about it like, damn, as a kid, I really went through this shit. Not only sexual abuse, child abuse. Like it was, and that's why I be looking at people like y'all don't understand my growth as a person, as a woman. I went through more things than some of it would have broke some of y'all. it would have broke some of y'all. So as an adult, instead of me becoming this tyrant, going around bullying people, just doing things that people know, I don't want to be like these people. How can I revert from becoming like these people? So from there, she would give me exercises, write down how you feel. If you feel traumatized, ask yourself, why do you feel this way? What triggered you? All right, what can you do to keep yourself calm instead of going overboard?
What I would like to say before we continue is that you want to read what Ridgely said, please, Matt.
I honestly believe
Guys, wait,
American
I do
citizens
have
should
to
be
get off of
required
here
for
because my
quarterly.
time is almost up. But I would love to join this on the next Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much,
No,
my
you guys
queen.
are welcome. I did at least because I did say what you said, and it's good for other people to hear. People who are
Yeah,
actually in the world, they've been through this. How did you overcome it? So at least I wanted to give a couple of my stories, to help somebody
yeah,
else
man.
because it could
Them
be
I
good
somebody
people.
else
appreciate you,
going through the
Lisa,
same thing I
and
went through.
we definitely will see you hopefully on Fire Bars
All
Friday, and
right,
we'll have you come back
love
on Selfie Care.
guys.
Hey,
All
love
right.
you.
See you, homie. I'll talk to you soon. But Ridgely said, I honestly believe American citizens should be required for quarterly, yearly therapy sessions. Honestly feel that that would be a great step for us all.
Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
I mean, for me, therapy doesn't work.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Do you want to send the link?
Oh
Can you
yeah, I'll
send?
send it to him right now. I'll send it to him right
Yeah.
now. My
Yes,
bad,
you can
brother.
join. Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to get through all the comments, and you are really um doing that. So we really don't mind having you on. Also joining us is our dear friend Kendall Cobb from the Unseen Twisted Truth LLC family. So let us welcome her, please. Hi, Kendall.
Hey there, hope all is well. I'm just tuning in now.
Okay, well, we are at the point where we're going to ask you quickly. Sorry, wrong way. It seems wild that when Lissa had to jump off and then you came on, it was like, oh, okay, we got another, we got
Right?
another,
Perfect timing.
right. So it's like, okay, cool. And so, yes, so we want to go ahead and the first thing I'm going to ask you, just to catch you up on, is what is your definition of trauma?
Trauma is basically, I would say, many different definitions for how you want to overcome such trials and tribulations in life and what you choose to do about it and where you want to go from there.
Okay, and then ShonNicole had asked about the how did you put it? Why we are normalizing, or
How how can we start to normalize not re-victimizing the victim when they get the strength to speak out?
and that was on the topic of people who have been physically, mentally, emotionally abused, sexually abused. That's where that question was coming from. The question went more towards the physical side.
So basically, when it comes to the physical or emotional, you need to speak up no matter what the outcome it may be. And it's not good if you stay silent, and silent won't do anything if it doesn't get resolved.
See, that's why I like you. You just go bang bang right. You just bang them out. Okay,
Can I add on to that real quick though?
absolutely, please.
So, because speaking as one of the people who chose not to speak out, because first of all, I just had so much stuff happen, like I would have spent my life in court. But also, before anything like that I remembered happened to me, before that, like anytime I went to anybody for help with anything, like I was always shot down because well, you're a bad kid. You don't go to school. Da 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 da. Like, well, I mean, I can't go to school because everybody makes fun of me there. Even the teachers make fun of me there. I don't have clothes to wear. I don't have food on my table. Like, I got a guy chasing me around the hallways while I'm there. Why am I going to go? I'm asking for help and nobody's helping me. So when other stuff happens to you, it's just like, it's just another drop in the bucket. I'm not going to re-traumatize myself trying to fight it, because every other time I do try to fight and defend myself, I just end up getting hurt more.
Mm.
So that's where it's like, we gotta, like, you have to listen to people when they say they've been victimized, because there has to be a climate where they can safely speak out and say, this happened to me and it was wrong and I need help. Please help me.
ShonNicole, were you going to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we want to welcome you, Ridgely, to the conversation. We thank you. On behalf of everybody here, I want to thank you and we welcome you with open arms to talk to us. I know you had a lot to say, so I think that we can all take a beat for a moment and allow you to go ahead and introduce yourself to us and tell us what you would like to catch us up with because the comments were brilliant. So please.
Thank you so much. I was speaking on next week to join, but I'm so glad that I was still invited. Thank you, Matt.
No problem, brother.
I'm Calligraphy, everyone. I'm a photographer from Pittsburgh. I just recently relocated to try a network. I also do graphic design. I also help a photography community called the Cardi Method, and we help to raise and bring up upcoming photographers in the business side of things, because college doesn't teach actual business when it comes to art. They just teach you the art, and then you're stranded on your own and basically don't know what to do after that. So we are forming a community to help with the business side of things on that. My mentor is Steve Cardi. He's from Canada. He's a renowned photographer for about 30 years now, 30 plus years. He's shot artists like Radiohead, DMX, Kanye West. So he actually does this. And his biggest thing is just to help people. And I just want to help him with that. So when I see people helping people help people, I want to be involved. And that's why I joined in here. I'm like, oh man, this is great. I actually have a group that I would love to send y'all. I brought up the children. There was a group I did some photography for called Many Angels, and they help special needs kids feel like who they want to be. So we get a bunch of cosplayers to come and sit with the kids, and they get to dress up as their favorite heroes, and we take pictures of them, and then we Photoshop all the work so they really look like the hero. So like if they dressed as Superman, we'll make them Superman. If someone came dressed as Taylor Swift, we really make them Taylor Swift or the Hulk or whoever they want to be, to give them that sense of strength to be who you want to be, because anyone can be whatever they want to be. Matt, I would definitely still love to talk to you about the therapy thing. It doesn't work for everybody. I'm not saying it does. It's the right therapy. Like the other woman had spoke on, it's finding the right person. We're not going to click with everyone we try to speak to, but there's someone that will connect and actually want to talk to you and help you. I've gone through a few therapists, and few of them weren't fit. I didn't even feel like they cared. And for a long time, I was against it. I was like, y'all just want paid. Y'all want to throw me some drugs or something. But they're not all. It's really just finding the right fit.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard for me to really open up to people. I mean, I'm trying to get better at it now. That's why I'm, doing stuff like the show, and I've been really depressed
That's
lately.
a step.
So yeah, and I've been trying to stay on live and stuff because I'm stuck in the house, honestly, bro. Like, I don't even want to go out. I don't want to be around anybody. this is
I
probably
wish
one
I
of the
was
worst
still
times
there,
I've had in
man.
my life, man. So, you know, yeah, and like that's the only thing that helps is when people come to my house, you know, and right now, like I was telling you the other week, like nobody's been booking to record or anything, so nobody's really been here. I don't have like it's just a really bad time for me mentally, you know.
Well, I'm here for you, my guy. I'm
Yeah,
definitely. You
I
need to talk.
appreciate it.
I'll talk. We can go. We can run through stories. I mean, we can just hit each other up on our own live and just chat, man. We can listen to music. I'm here for you, my
Definitely,
guy. I don't want you to
and
be
I
down.
appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. And we've had great conversation more so in the chat here than we ever have, which is wild, you know. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
know
man. But I try
really
to jump into your lives, and
yeah,
but if sometimes it's late or I'm busy,
yeah,
and I know we were supposed to do a shoot, and with this
yeah,
move, everything was just hectic. I kept losing messages, phone
yeah.
up.
I
Just
get broke.
it's been a lot, my guy. That
Definitely.
last 2 weeks was like I was trying to do a big push on portraits, and I'm like, yeah, I really wanted to like try and help before I leave, and things just it didn't go the way I wanted it to go.
Well, I definitely
Well,
appreciate you reaching out all the time. Go ahead, Christy, my bad.
no,
Yeah,
no, 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 no. Go ahead.
I was just saying I appreciate how many times he's reached out to me, being that I don't always respond because I get anxiety from my messages and stuff, but he never stopped reaching out to me, so I just wanted to thank him for that.
yeah,
Oh,
man.
absolutely. And that's what we do. We have well, I have started this podcast to build a community and allow the community to build even bigger and better and stronger, because that it does take the village. It does take a bunch of people to come together and have those same goals and ideas to be able to go further and be able to have these conversations and be respectful to each other as we have conversations, and we want to make sure that we have our point across. I don't know originally about you, but I'm not sure if you know how to do it, but we would like for you to go ahead and stream live on your platform so your people can watch you.
Ah,
So the three
I
dots
see.
at the
I see.
bottom, you see it?
Yeah, I
Okay,
see.
perfect. So I would like to go ahead and continue on. Where were we at with, because Kendall had finished and got caught up, and I did not ask a question? Dang, y'all, this is bad. We're doing like we're batting average is horrible.
We need like a little panel with all the questions
It's
on it, but
okay. I do this on a daily basis. I had to say it.
I know, right? It's like so funny because I mean it just happens. So, but what we're going to do is that what was your first step? Oh, that's what it was. What was your first step? And we're going to go to Teri and then Matt, and we're going to take it. Oh, well, he got kicked out,
he'll be back.
but
He's just
nonetheless, yeah. Let me go ahead and make sure. Okay, here we go. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Teri, then Matt, then ShonNicole, then Kendall, and then calligraphy.
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Okay, what was your first step when you got to the started your healing journey? What was your first step?
Oh, well, I mean, my first step, I mean, I don't know exactly what my first step was, but definitely one of the first things I did was I made sure no one treated me like, or I made sure I did my best not to treat other people the way I was treated. So if someone came to me and said I had this traumatic experience, I I just listened. I didn't try to write them off. I didn't try to make excuses for the person who hurt them. I just listened. And if they asked me questions, then I answered. If they wanted my perspective, then I offered it.
man. I guess for me, I mean, a lot of it would be the same as far as like treating people differently than I've been treated. You know what I mean? But um, I had like a lot of problems. I guess finding a way to deal with everything. Like for me, and I have an addiction problem too. So I was also addicted to pills for like a whole year. And I mean, I just found bad ways to deal with stuff, I guess. And now I'm trying to change that and you know, instead of like band-aiding it and ignoring the pain, I'm trying to like actually think about what might be there instead of just like snorting pills or being with women or whatever to give me enough like pleasure and happiness to ignore it. I'm trying to like just like trying to face it more.
I'd say for me, uh, I had another traumatic experience happen, so I ended up being in therapy. But then I was deployed to Iraq, um, so I had to stop that therapy, and it was coming back from Iraq. My uncle told me I needed to go and talk to somebody, and I'm like, well, why? I mean, I made it back. I'm all right. I didn't know I had some things going on that my kids would tell my family members about. And I went through a couple of therapists before I found somebody that I kind of liked and could open up with. However, I really wholeheartedly feel like I did not start actually healing until probably like, let's see, my son is, he was 2014, probably between 2016, 2017, when I went to a virtual, I think it was like a conference, but it was called The Power of I Am. And being in there, listening to those people, the women there, um, it's like I found myself again because I had literally lost myself and didn't fully believe in myself like I used to. And it was going to that, learning about the power of I am and changing my circle, that I really went on my own spiritual healing journey. I still have a therapist because I had moved to New York and I kept her even when I came back home. But it was just that power of I am. I went on my own spiritual journey and learning how about meditation and grounding myself and still talking to my therapist and knowing that my vibe creates my tribe, just building my own community of support, be it virtual or in the physical. And I digress.
Yeah, it's you, Kendall.
So, when it comes to the therapeutic situations that I've been through, when it comes to grief, trauma, depression, anxiety, all the stuff in between that I've been through over the years, it doesn't stop. So, when it comes to finding the right persons or people, whoever it may be, it's got to find that certain connection. And I'm still trying to have that peaceful connection that I'm looking for, just to be very open with and not be overly judged or being vulnerable in all situations that I've faced. So, when I found the Unseen Twisted Truth, that's where I actually found my calling with being open that way as well. So it's just so many different things where I'm still trying to learn to find my inner peace and just be fully open on all aspects, no matter what it may be.
Yes, brother, it's you.
Healing, healing experiences. I was very bad at that. I'm the type of person that would shut down and just keep to myself. I've learned that I can be very protective of myself because of past experiences, especially because I'm just always trying to help people and then I'm taken advantage of. Um, Now I tend to just try to talk. It's really just venting. Find my best friend of 20 plus years is a very good source for me to express to. He hates when I don't. A lot of my friends, like true deep friends, and it's hard to say that about a lot of people because it takes a while before someone's really a friend. They are a good, they're just good to me. I do have a therapist that I got last year after traumatizing breakup. I stuck with her for about a year, but I think my depression actually started making my therapist depressed. So I let her go, not out of doing a bad job. She was great. It was me. Um, but it is really just my healing is through talking. Like right now, just talking to y'all, I feel comfortable doing so. My therapist even said that's hard for people to do, is talk and express themselves, but I don't. If I feel like I'm in a safe space, and I truly am, because everyone is sharing their stories and it's very heartwarming. Uh, so I don't have a problem with expressing, and I feel like yeah, that's just what helps me. Sorry, I'm rambling.
Oh no, you're good. Believe me, this is what we do here. We relax, we talk. We're not looking at perfection. None of our lives are being perfect. As you can see, nothing is supposed to be perfect. We can kind of throw that word out a little bit. And that perfection type of thing, I don't know what that is supposed to look like in a whole human being who will never be perfect.
Who
But
needs to
you
have
know, we move on with that. For me, I love what ShonNicole had said, and I'm going to piggyback off of that with what Kendall was saying, as well as that when it comes down to finding like that place where you know that you are hitting healing. My thing was that I was going through everything from being into the church to doing what I'm supposed to do, to get some kind of help, because I just didn't understand that it was one thing after another. Like literally, like I asked the person earlier this year, and I said, "What year have I not had a traumatic experience?" And this person has known me for 30 years. And it stumbled them, and they looked at me and said, and I said, "Yeah, no, I'll wait for that." Because it wasn't coming from a sarcastic place, but because when I got hit with the cancer and when I got hit with everything, that was going on with me, with, and where they found one thing and then they found a little something of another that could be a problem. Like, they got that, but okay, now we got to be on a watch, all this stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, like, boy. So that's why I asked that person that question, because I sunk my teeth. I found out that once I stepped into understanding that it was a prophetess in 2011, right at midnight. And this is the time that I was actually dying. The doctors gave up. They said, okay, that's it for you. One psychiatrist gave me something to help me with my anxiety and panic disorder until I died. So I was there in front, and I had my offering, and I was put it in the basket, and she said, "You." And she was saying you, but all I was thinking about was that, look, I need to sit down, because if I fall out here and all these people, what I mean, this new year, in the new year, okay, Christy falls out, and nowhere near her seat. Okay. So all I'm doing is I'm like moving kind of swiftly to get there. And then the guy that I was dating, his brother tapped me and was like, Christy, she's talking to you. So I look back and I'm like, yeah, kind of like, okay, hurry up, please. Because I had the nerve to even wear a short heel that day. I don't know what I was thinking. And so then the prophetess said, you're having mother issues. And I was just saying that to my friend who I was seeing at the time. I was just saying that to him on the way to the church, was that I wanted to visit my mother's grave because I have so many things that I want to talk to her about, this, that, and the third. So anyway, but at this time, again, I'm still trying to hold on, you guys. So she tells me that, and I'm like, my mother's dead. Like, all I want to do is get back and sit down. And then she's like, but that doesn't mean anything. She stopped me again. I was like, that doesn't mean anything. You have to work something out. And then I just went back to my seat, and it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? So after that, and understanding that, that's where I had to start. It wasn't with beauty and what she was going through. It wasn't with anything else of my traumas. It had to go all the way back to the beginning of my trauma. And so that took from 2011 to 2019, when my spiritual guide talked to me, and she did a mini movie series called Pain to Power. And she was doing kinesiology, and so she delved right into it. And only question she asked me was, when I see my parents, how do I envision them? And I told her my mom laying down, my dad standing next to me, and she was like, up, and then boom, she went right on in with my mom and saying that she's always had a threat of death across her life. How that intertwined into me was something that I needed to go into the beginning of to start my healing journey. So it took all that time for me to go ahead and actually say I am actually on the right path, because now I know where the beginning is. I always was starting at the middle or at the top, and it was the beginning that I needed to go into. And once I did that, and then here today, that I still, like Matt says, we face a lot of things and all that, but we're given opportunities to be able to be not taken in and soaking it in day by day by day, well, minute by minute, I should say, or second by second, our trauma, our pain that goes into depression, that goes into anxiety. And so a person that has to take medicine, because yes, I do have to take it, because my nervous system is shot. And then with, of course, the experiments of other medications and stuff like that, the damage, but I found that reversal for that as well. So that way I can heal. Been able to heal certain things that I didn't think I could physically, as well as, like I said, mentally, emotionally. So my healing journey started then, when I was able to open up and say, okay, boom. Yeah, this is where it starts for me. And I was grateful for that. And anybody else have anything to say before I close out this question and go on to the next?
No.
Okay. So, Shawnee, do you want to go ahead and ask a question?
No, you can go ahead.
You know what? That's not good, co-host. You know, you're the special co-host of this, and then all of a sudden you're just gonna throw me on all the way out there with no question. Okay.
Trigger.
I'm gonna have one in a few minutes.
What's a
I
trigger
got you,
everyone
girl. I
has?
got you.
What'd you
Okay,
say,
so
calligraphy?
What's a trigger everyone has, and how did you overcome that trigger?
I'm still working on my triggers. At least I can identify them now. So yeah, like, well, I'll give you a fun fact one. Like, with my son having autism, he grinds his teeth a lot. I cannot stand that. It irks me. It does something to me internally. But I had to learn to be okay with not being okay, because he can't help it. But that is a trigger for me. Also, with the lining up of everything, because I think I have a little bit of OCD. That bothers me. But I had to learn to be okay with not being okay. Or we're gonna be doing this back and forth dance. Because if I go move it, he's just gonna put it back where he needs it and where he likes it to be. So yeah.
okay, Kendall, you will go next after Shawnee.
What was the question?
What is a trauma, or I'm sorry, what is a trigger you've had or have, and what is your what was your way of dealing or fixing that trigger? I forgot my initial question, but it's basically that.
Oh boy. Well, I'm a little bit with everything else in between for things I want to deal with or not dealing with. So I have OCD, ADHD, along with deletion 22q syndrome. So my chronic health situations are a lot of triggers trying to basically just staying alive and surviving through that type of trauma on a daily basis. So when it comes to either people trying to trigger me on purpose to get a reaction, that's where I walk away and learn from it. So it's always on one of those daily basis where I'm still trying to find my inner peace and what I choose to react on and what I choose not to.
Okay, Matt, then Teri, then I.
So mine, I mean, there's not. I don't know. I'm so used to like being treated badly that I mean, aside from my daughter, like somebody hurting her, um, or the only one I have left is when people call me retarded. That makes me want to hurt people. But other than that, those are the two I guess right now that I have. Um, but everything else I just become used to. So I don't. And to deal with them, unfortunately, with my daughter, the last thing that happened is I had to not be friends with the people because I loved them and they were good friends, but they don't understand like to that my daughter is like so important to me. So like, the way that she's treated is also important to me. And the retarded thing, when people call me that, the only way to deal with that for me is to just not respond because I'll probably be violent again, and I don't want to be that way anymore.
Don't respond, man.
Yeah, that's the only way I can do
That's
it,
all they
bro.
want. They want a response. That's all they want.
Yeah, and they know like how I used to act out, so like they know, but I ignore it so much, and they know that's like that one thing that like, and Christy, that's when you became friends with me. Actually, is when I was dealing with that last situation where those people were calling me that and stuff, and then I responded, and then they acted like I was the one that attacked them because they deleted their
Yeah.
post. So yeah,
Oh, yeah, I remember that because I was like,
They
what
were,
is going on?
and they were hurling all the same insults that they were accusing you of doing, and they
right,
threatened violence on him,
right.
and then accused him of being violent.
But I don't like I told everybody like I don't gangbang or nothing anymore, and I'm not trying to fight nobody. I'm older, so basically they threatened me. So I let my people know. My people talk to their people, and then they left me alone. But then they try to say that I turned to violence. They deleted all the stuff that they were saying.
Of course
I
they
would
do.
never have even spoke. Yeah,
Not
I
only that,
would have
but
never
they're
spoken
6 hours away, and they said they were coming here.
they said they were coming here, so I had to tell my peoples here, like, yo, this person's saying they're gonna come here and do this to me or whatever, and
You're
I
really
don't.
protecting yourself.
Yeah, but other than that, that's it. But I just stay away from people that make me that angry because I have an anger issue, so it's the best way for me is to just not let it come out.
So I guess it's my turn now. Can't have it there. So, I would say, um, well, like one of my big things that we talked about already was, I've just had a lot of sexual trauma in my life, and it's compounded because I was also surrounded by it. It was happening to my siblings and my friends around me too. So it just makes the world feel like a very scary place. So anytime, like in my close and intimate relationships, that I would be physical, like, sexual, I would feel absolutely disgusting. And there were times with, especially with my ex husband, that I would have to run away and go to the bathroom and cry and just talk myself down and tell myself, this is not that. This is not that. This is love. We are in a healthy, committed relation. Well, we are in a committed, loving relationship. Um, and this is a valid expression of love. and I deserve to be able to feel safe and be comfortable in it. So, you know, I just focused on wanting to make it a positive experience for me, so that, you know, at that time I only had my first daughter, but I was like, you know, when I expand on my family, when I'm conceiving my children, I don't want it to have this negative cloud over it, you know. When and that's very important for men. So, you know, you as a wife, you want to be able to be physically and emotionally available to your husband, you know, within, you know, respectable boundaries. Obviously, it's not like where some relations they tell the wife, you should always be available to your husband no matter what. No, it's not that, but it's supposed to be a really wonderful, loving experience, and I wasn't going to let anyone take that from me or my relationships.
Also, calligraphy, can you mute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Because every time that when somebody does not mute themselves, then unfortunately everybody else goes choppy. So okay, well my thing, ShonNicole had mentioned using a stone. I got into the different types of the chakras, and I got into the whole meditation, crystals and gemstones, color meanings, all that stuff. I really delved into things that were not traditionally in Christianity, because there was a reason behind, after really just understanding that there's so many things that we can gravitate towards, that healing journey. I found that to be quite soothing and relaxing, to a point that now it becomes enjoyable. And then it really spilled over into me being, you know, having the gumption to go ahead and publish my first book, and then being in a second book with Sabrina Thomas and other co-authors. Girl, Don't Count Yourself Out, You Can't Give Up Now. That's her second series on that. And doing the voice acting for the Star Trek fan film. Thank you, Jillian Ray Young, for giving me the opportunity to do that with your independent film company. I really appreciate that. So opening up, you know what I mean, being in the Professional Pulse magazine, going to be in Vero G Spotlight magazine, all these things open up as we decide to go ahead and go to the deepest layer. And when we go into the deepest layer of ourselves, that's when we can go ahead and build everything up. That's when we can go ahead and start to become our better selves. You know what I mean? That's like with the tree branch, you know, if that tree, the roots, they're strong, right? And so that's why trees are here for thousands of years. You know, they've seen, oh shoot, man, y'all gonna keep on coming and going. Shoot, we don't care. We gonna stand here, you know what I mean, and outlast y'all. So it don't mean nothing to me. So, you know what I mean? So we have to be metaphorically, you know, like that tree. And if something is sick at the root, we got to get to it before it just kills the whole entire tree, which is our lives. And that's why we have to be able to go ahead and find the right way to start the healing process. And everybody gave a really good point into how they started into the healing process. Now, whether everybody is all the way through some things or still dealing with it, I'm really grateful that you guys shared this with us tonight. We are not going to keep you any longer. We almost, well, with the technical difficulties, we were almost about 2 hours anyway. So I'm really so grateful that you all came out for the show. There are two things that I'm going to do. One, I would like for everybody to go ahead and tell us what you want to leave the people with for tonight. Give a message, you know, maybe some inspiration or even a quote, whatever you want to do to leave the people tonight in a positive realm when it came down to from trauma to healing. And I'll start with you, Teri. We'll go to calligraphy, then I'll tell you the second thing.
Okay. I was just saying, you never know what someone's going through, what they've been through, what they're dealing with, what their battles are. So just be kind. If you know that you wouldn't want someone to say it to you, do it to you, act that way towards you, then don't do it to other people. I mean, I think that's a pretty good starting point to live your life by.
So me?
No, it's supposed to be Matt.
Oh, you okay? I thought you changed the order. Okay.
Yeah.
For me,
I did
right,
too.
I know, right? I'm all over the place. No, it's you, brother. Go ahead.
all right. For me, I would say for one thing that's helped me a lot in relationships is not being so like not having like being allowed to be yourself and allow your partner to be themselves, and don't have it so that everybody has to like change so much. There's definitely a right person for people and stuff, and when you end up like changing so much because you like somebody so much, then ultimately it can fail in the end, because like eventually you want to be yourself. You don't want to have to be restricted. So like I feel like it just works better if you can find somebody that's more like-minded with you.
Is it my turn? I think it is. So I would just like to say that healing is not pretty. Um, Although it is necessary for your growth and evolution and becoming whole again. So it is something that is definitely necessary so that you can be the best version of yourself.
All right, now calligraphy. Now we're waiting on you, brother.
I'm sorry, I saw a screen before me and okay. My only message is become the best version of yourself. God put us here to fulfill a purpose. It may not be what you think it is, but if you have a dream, it's something you want to do it. Don't let anyone hold you back. If you have a job and you're thinking, oh man, this job is going, I need this job. Yes, you use it, but use it to the degree that you're going to use it as an escape into your dream. Just become the best version of yourself and you'll be happy. I feel like that is the key to real happiness is becoming the best version of you. If you're sitting around all day and being lazy and not trying to fulfill it's not going to come true. You're not putting links with your music or your comedy or whatever you're doing. Push yourself. You're your own promoter. We're in 2025. We are in the age of digital content and everything's free. Facebook's free. TikTok's free. Instagram's free. Promote yourself. Become the best version of you. You only have you to push you, not your friends, not your family, you. So just do it. No excuses. Just do it.
That's right. Kendall.
Well, when it comes to no excuses, I got plenty. No, that's a bad joke. Okay. Basically, just keep living through your journey, your lifestyles. You got this, no matter how hard or crappy things may be. Keep pushing forward, no matter what the outcome is.
And I would like to say, piggybacking on all of that great stuff too, is that it's okay to not be okay, to getting to being okay. Even if you use phrases like break, I broke, and some people don't like to hear that word. Well, you're not broken, you're this or you're that. But if the person says, I'm broken and now I want to fix myself, don't let's not let words do a whole lot of playing on us, plugging us, but being able to utilize our words and communicate. We're doing way too much policing on words and not enough on the topic, and people are not able to get through and be able to talk about their traumas, their healing, their and to the healing journey. So definitely come out strong and stand in your truth and heal from it. You deserve it. You deserve to be, as everybody said, the best version of yourself. We thank you so much tonight. And what I'd like for you guys to do is the panel, put your information into the private chat so everybody can see it. So that way we continue the conversation. We continue following each other and building. I really thank you, ShonNicole, for being able to come on tonight and inspiring, me to go ahead and do this with you on here. And thank you, Matt, for always joining and being that co-host that held it strong. So you got a man on the panel, see, okay? Because it was like, oh, these women, all right. We didn't want to drown you out. Like, oh shoot, here we go. But once again, I thank you, Teri. You always been in the chat, so I love having you on screen. And Kendall, thank you. Shout out to Canada. We appreciate you coming on as well. And Calligraphy, I'm glad that you asked to join, because if you don't ask a question, you don't know the answer. And so sometimes you just got to ask and then be okay with if somebody says yes or no. So
always be okay with none.
Right. So with that being said, I'm going to end on a song that was on Velos Dog's album featuring me. It's the perfect segue to end the night. It's called Break Me. And so we say to you, God bless, namaste, assalamu alaikum, shalom, one love, all that good stuff we send to you out there. Let's enjoy.
Father, guide me through my quest in life. Kiss the sky.
My quest in this life isn't to be broken apart, but find my path, my truth. Rewind, reset for a brand new start. I'll keep showing up, you see. Ancestors, save a seat for me.
Baby, they trying to break me. Lately I've been going crazy, trying to make a stand, trying to pick myself up. The weight on my shoulder is getting tough. I'm the runt, sorry if I only know how to play rough. I'm going in and out, dimensions, live and learn, life is a lesson. Time and time again, I find myself doubting, second guessing. I'm used to the pressure, even if I lose, I win. Never claim to be the best, just consistent. Now, what do you define as a win? I tend to get lost and drift, let's smoke another blunt and get another verse in. Lately I've been going crazy, baby, they trying to break me. Lately the real's been driving me crazy. No baby, I won't let the real break me. Lately I've been going crazy, baby, they trying to break me. Lately the real's been driving me crazy. No baby, I won't let the real break me. I won't let the real break me. Lately I've been going crazy, baby, they trying to, the real's been driving me crazy. No baby, I won't let the real break me. You must have thought I was crazy when I was really breaking. Look at the way they think of me now. I sense the hate through the smiles. I've been roaming 1,000 miles, but still stuck in the same place, been trying to get out. Listen to my screams, sometimes I just need a yell. Everybody trying to keep a dog down. There's a battle in my mind, I'm battling myself. Sick for the motions of ups and downs. I need a reroute, seems like I let everybody down, including myself, excluding myself from the energy, and I still can't find some peace. If you love me, will you wait for me? I think that's a lie. No cemetery's the only thing waiting for me. Just wait for me. Just wait for me. Just wait for me. Just wait for me. Lately I've been going crazy, baby, they trying to break me. Lately the real's been driving me crazy. No baby, I won't let the real break me.
The world tried to break me. I'm unique, so they hated me. But they knocked me to the ground. Death was on surround sound. But I got up, you see, and told my ancestors to save a seat for me.
And even if I die,